Thanks for tuning in to the February Market Update 2025. Can you believe it? We have already gotten through January and halfway through February. So let's take a look. We are going to look at our data from the profit report. So let's look here. We have over 25,000 listings active on the market. And look at that compared to this time just last month. We were at 23,000. So our inventory is up, but on the flip side of that, we are up with under contract accepting backups. But when we look at those excluded, we're at 22,000. So overall, we do have an increase in our pending. So we're going to look a little bit closer at that, but I know many of you just kind of want that snapshot glance at where we are. But when we look at sales per month, we're actually down compared to this time last month. Days on market is up. And this is because buyers are more selective and they are very, very specific about what they're looking for in a new home. And as a seller, we have to keep that in mind. We only have one chance to make a first impression. So let's look at the months of supply. And this is excluding under contract, accepting backups. We're almost at 5 months compared to previous times, okay? When we look at 2024, last year, we're only at 3.5 months, so a whole nother month of supply. So we have to think about that when we are looking as buyers and as sellers, and we're preparing to have our home on the market. So when we also look at overall appreciation, this is what's key. Looking at appreciation month over month, we're in the green. Month over month and annually, we are green. But when we look at the monthly median, we're down a little. Annually, we're good. So keep that in mind as far as appreciation. And you're wondering, our price is just going to hit the bottom? We are not seeing that. And we'll take a deeper dive depending on where you are in the valley as we get to the heat map, like I like to call, gives you a better idea of what it is like in your neighborhood. Depending on where you live, if you are in 85215, you're looking at a balanced market. But if we just go up here, we're still looking at balance. And again, this is all combined. I want to point that out too, because it does vary depending on if you have a condo, a manufactured home, or a single family home, and it varies by price point. So if you have questions about your specific home and your area, please reach out, because again, we can break it down for you so that all of these factors do make a difference in whether we look at just the overall heat map and then your area. So when we look at Florence at 85132, it is cold. And you're like, so what does that mean to me as a buyer or a seller? So we have 314 homes active and only 90 under contract. So that means if you are a seller, you have more competition and you only have one chance to capture that buyer's attention. If you're a buyer, that means there's more inventory. The catch is do those homes have what you're looking for? But that means you have more homes to look at to find what you're looking for, which can be a good thing. We come to Maricopa, it is cold. Again, 172 active, 51 under contract. So if you are thinking of selling in Maricopa, please make sure you have your home ready and pristine to go on the market. And also you have to remember you have new builds that are being sold that you'll be competing with. So just keep that in mind. But if we go to Tolleson, 85353, it is hot. Means we have 80 active, 55 under contract. As a seller, that means we have buyers that are walking around looking. Still means you have to have your house ready because you have competition and you do have new builds in that area that are giving incentives to those buyers to purchase those new homes. You can see the colors vary across the valley. Reach out to me so that we can talk about not only your neighborhood, but we want to talk about the type of home that you're selling within your neighborhood so that we have the right strategy to get that house sold Or if you're buying, we have the right strategy to get you the home that you want. So we can look at, we are up 26.4%. That means the number of listings. Listings under contract is down 3.7%. And that median sales price is $450,000. So that just lets you know what that median price is across the valley. When we look at closed sales, we're up 5.7%. Median days before accepted contract, can you see that? It's 50. So that means homes are sitting. And these are, again, this is the median days. Not average, but median. Days of supply, 107. Quite a few homes are out there, and yes, they are sitting. So I want to look at this quick snapshot for you. We looked here, and it's one other thing I wanted to point out here. Average square foot monthly sales, median price monthly sales, as you can see, no difference between these two and then where we were. And the reason I'm pointing this out, I want you to see 2 years ago. So if you were saying I'm going to wait, the median price 2 years ago was $410. Now the median price is $450. Keep that in mind. So yes, interest rates have gone up and down, but the prices are still increasing over time. And this is your average cost per square foot now compared to last year. Again, Paradise Valley, $870 per square foot now versus last year, $826. Let's jump down here to Phoenix. Average cost per square foot, $321 versus $301 last year. And we can come on down, and again, call me and we can go over your area specifically. But when we come to Apache Junction, it's about the same. When you get away from the city center, you can see, depending on where you are and what amenities or businesses are near there, you can see the prices are a little different or not as dramatic. Buckeye, still an increase, 3.9% over last year. It's not a huge increase, but it is an increase. Versus El Mirage, it is a decrease, not a huge one, but you can see the differences as we go across the valley. And again, I'd be happy to sit down with you and go over your specific neighborhood and area. We have Arizona City. It is down 0.8%, where it was $181 per square foot just a year ago, and it's $179 now. And that is still not a huge difference when you're talking about overall cost per square foot. These are the residential deeds from last year and where we are. 200,000, 800,000. So you can see the difference is obvious. The vast bulk of sales is between 400,000 and 800,000. And you can see that as we go across here. And you can see the huge range all the way up to like 32 million. And I'll be happy to share all of this information with you as I do have the subscription profit report. We can meet and go through and take a deep dive for you. But I just want to give you a quick overview. And then I had some people always ask about foreclosures, and I'll show you the title of this report so that you can see it. These are the foreclosure notices that went out. I know many of you investors, you might be looking, oh, I can get a foreclosure. I want you also keep in mind, prices have not gone down significantly here. So if people are in trouble, because that's what my team and I do, we reach out to these people to see if they are in trouble and give them their options. There's so many loan modifications, they do not have to lose their home. So once they receive these notices, you can see we might have quite a few notices here. 345, still not the huge numbers that we saw over here in years past. And then when we look here as far as whether they go to a pending status, so we have pending 1,229. You can see the difference in numbers versus people that actually get the full notices. And again, once they get notices, then they go into modification mode. They can speak to their lender, or a lot of times they reach out to us, so we reach out to them and make sure that they understand that there are many options. So banks don't want to take people's homes, and so if people communicate and want to keep their homes, they're there are options. So if you have questions about the market in your specific neighborhood, reach out to me. I am here to help, and I want you to understand how our market is and where your opportunities are. So, Donna Allman with RE/MAX.